Hello friends, welcome back to the another video lecture of software engineering subject. Currently we are discussing about managing the software project unit. Today in this video lecture we will discuss about software project estimation. So with the word estimation you can think about it can be a estimation of time, it can be estimation of effort, it can be estimation of money or we can say cost, it also can be estimation of manpower. Okay, so we will discuss about this estimation into this video lecture. Okay, so let's start. So it is a systematic steps that provide estimate with acceptable risk. Means it is about taking risk but into a acceptable amount with the we can provide estimation of the cost as well as efforts. Okay, to achieve reliable cost and effort a number of options arise. Delay estimate until late in the project means we will not have to start the estimation until we are late or we are delayed into the project. So obviously if we have completed our project then we can 100% accurately estimate our project after completing it. Okay, base estimates on similar projects that have already been completed means if we are making any website with the features of e-commerce website and if we have already a project that is a e-commerce website, so we can base that estimate with these similar projects. Okay, use relatively simple decomposition technique to generate project cost and effort estimates. That is the decomposition technique we will learn into another slides. Use one or more empirical model for software cost and effort estimation. In next lectures we will understand about the empirical models. Okay, now we will discuss about the decomposition techniques of project estimation. Okay, so what is software project decomposing? So software project estimation is a form of problem solving and in most cases the problem to be solved is too complex to be considered into one piece. So we will have to divide it or we can say we will have to decompose it. Okay, for this reason decomposing the problem or we can say divide the problem, recategorizing it as set of smaller problem is required. Before an estimation can be made, the project planner must understand the scope of the software to be built and must generate an estimate of its size. Okay, now there are some techniques for decomposing or we can say dividing the software. First is software sizing, second one is problem based estimation. In it we will have two things, line of code and function point. This line of code and function point we have already studied into previous lectures. Third thing is process based estimation and fourth is estimation with use cases. Okay, so we will understand first decomposition technique, that is software sizing. So four different approaches to be sizing problem. First is fuzzy logic sizing. This approach uses the approximate reasoning techniques that are the cornerstone of fuzzy logic. Second thing is function point sizing. The planner develops estimates of the information domain characteristics. Third one is the standard component sizing. In it, estimate the number of occurrence of each standard component and use historical project data. Means if we have some project that we have already developed into past, then that will be the historical project data that we will use to determine the delivered LOC. LOC means line of code size per standard components. Fourth one is change sizing. It is used when changes are being made to existing software. Means if software is already existing and we are editing it, then this will be the in the picture. Estimate the number and type of modification that must be accomplished. An effort ratio is then used to estimate each type of change and the size of the change. Second was the problem based estimation. It starts with a bounded statement of scope. Decompose the software into problem functions that can each be estimated individually. We will have to divide it and we will have to estimate each one individually. Compute an LOC or FP means we will have to compute line of code or function point value for each function. Derive cost or effort estimate by applying the LOC or FP values to your baseline productivity matrix. For example, line of code or we can say person month or function point person month we will use for the derive cost or effort estimation. Next thing says combine function estimates to produce an overall estimate for the entire project. It means in this step we have decomposed or we have divided a project into different smaller parts. We have analyzed it individually. After analyzing all individually, we will have to combine that all function estimate to produce an overall estimate for the entire project. In general, the line of code per person month or function point per person month metric should be computed by the product domain. Important factors are team size, application area and complexity. Line of code or function point estimation differ in the level of detail required for the decomposition with each value. Okay, so with which value we are decomposing or we are dividing the software or we can say software product, that will be differ for the LOC and the FP. For LOC, decomposition of function is essential and should go into the considerable detail. For example, the more detail, the more accurate the estimation. But for the function point, decomposition occur for the 5 information domain characteristics and the 14 adjustment factors that we have already studied into our previous unit. There will be the external inputs, external outputs, external inquiry, internal logical files and external interface file. So these are 5 information domains for the FP. For both approaches, the planner uses lesson learned to estimate and an optimistic, most likely and pessimistic estimate size values for each function or count. Then the expected size value S is captured as follows. So this is the we can say function for the our sizing. Historical LOC or FP means our past programs or past projects line of code and function point data is then considered to as in order to cross check it. If we have got our S with our calculation, then we will compare it with the historical data. Next 2 things we will discuss into our next video lecture. Okay, if you like this video, then like, comment and subscribe. Also share it with your friends. Thank you, friends.